Yo, welcome to my Ghost. Today I'm bringing you guys another comparison video between the Automaton and NZ-41, which actually NZ-41 ended up receiving a nerf yesterday, or officially it got received a nerf because they finally released the patch notes on what changed for Vanguard weapons yesterday, and that just made me want to make this comparison a lot more. I was originally gonna make it, but with that nerf, I just, now we officially have to make it because Automaton is considered to be one of the best ARs in the game, and the NZ-41 was making a strong case in day one. But I don't know, man. To me, it feels a little bit weird, and we're gonna talk about that. But before we do, I want to say if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 2,000. We're at 1.88k, so we're about 120 away, a little bit less now. So any sub helps. And also, man, if there's any other comparison that you guys want to see, I already got a few in mind, but if there's like any that you want to see, let me know so I can, put priority to that, because, I got a pretty much like a schedule in my head of what I want to do. But if you guys want to see something, let me know so I can prioritize it. And man, with that being said, let's get into the comparison. And here we have the recoil pattern for the Automaton, which, as you guys can see, is a pretty simple recoil pattern, especially compared to NZ-41, which you will see later in this video. Or if you actually saw my last video, you already know, bro. The NZ-41's recoil, man, or base recoil is it's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in the world. But yeah, man, this gun, one of its biggest strengths is the fact that it has no recoil. Even at like a base Automaton, that gun just doesn't really move. And when you put on 10 attachments, I mean, bro, it's, come on, bro, look at this. It's so easy to use. I mean, I was actually surprised that in the patch notes, there was nothing on the Automaton. Now, assuming that the patch that came out yesterday was already in the works and wasn't done like on the spot, I think that the Automaton is definitely going to get nerfed pretty soon, probably in the next patch, because I feel like this gun is like overwhelmingly dominant, considering the fact, especially now that the NZ-41 received a nerf, and that nerf was definitely noticeable. But I mean, in general, like, this gun just shoots really fast. It's 75 rounds, and some people say it's a marshmallow shooter, but it can melt at times. I ain't gonna lie. Especially if you get headshots, bro. This gun is pretty solid. It's in close range, bro. Close range as well, man. This gun just puts in work. And so I just think in general, they're gonna end up tuning this weapon. I don't want to jinx it, but I mean, I'm actually kind of glad that they're doing this, so this gun doesn't just overwhelmingly dominate every AR. But I can't even really say that because, quite frankly, I haven't really like tried every Vanguard AR right now. And I still gotta use the bar. I want to go revisit the STG, the Volk, or the Volt, whatever. I mean, I still got some things to try out, so, I can't really say it's overwhelmingly better, but it definitely feels like it, because I see it everywhere. Like, if you look at a streamer or just anyone that's playing, but you feel like they're always using this, and I think if you were to ask what the meta is, this would definitely be in the conversation. I personally consider it now to be the best AR in the game. And some people, that probably vary between who you ask, but I just feel like the NZ-41 right now, especially with this nerf, like, it just feels a lot worse. I really can't explain it. Because I can't say it's bloom anymore, because if you guys did not hear, in the newest update they ended up reducing bloom. I'm not sure about how much, but they plan on completely removing it in future updates. So we just gotta hope we just gotta hope that it's soon and not like, or sooner rather than later. But right now they reduced it. I don't know how much. I don't know if it was significantly or a little bit, but the point is the bloom that you felt yesterday is just not the same as today. And it definitely feels like it, because the Automaton, bro, now that you can shoot straight, you barely missing shots at long range. But the NZ-41, bro, at range, oh my god, like, I don't know if it's because I suck, and, I actually do suck in this new update. Like, I consider myself average right now. I still have not, like, gotten into my final form, bro. I've been struggling, but more importantly, especially with the NZ-41, I just can't seem to control this gun at range. And, bro, I even tried changing my, like, stuff, and this gun still feels really, like, hard to use at range, whereas the Automaton, very easy to use, very easy to control, and at range it just feels like it's so much, like, it's just good. Even with like a little bit of bloom, it's still pretty viable. But the NZ-41, bro, I feel like after medium range, bro, it just gets really hard. I mean, at least I can't control it, especially now. I just feel like and I used this gun for like 5 hours today, and I just could not get the hang of it. I started off good and it just fell over. It was really tough to use. And right now, like, the NZ-41 damage wise probably does, no, it definitely does beat the Automaton, but everything else is just like not there. Which, I'll go a little bit more in depth into that but later. But the Automaton, bro, is right now, from what I've used and from what I've seen, I feel like is the #1 AR. Especially like it got reinforced by this NZ-41 update. However, do expect a nerf on the Automaton soon. I don't think they're gonna allow this Automaton to stay the way it is for much longer. Give it like a week or two, and it'll probably get nerfed. I hate to be, you know, that guy. I don't want to jinx it or anything, but I mean, I just feel like it's gonna happen. But with that being said, man, let's get into the NZ-41. And here we have the recoil pattern for the NZ-41. Now, if you have not seen the base recoil pattern for this gun, bro, there it is. It's probably the most bizarre recoil I've seen. Actually, the MG's is definitely up there as well. But this one, base recoil wise, you wouldn't think this gun would have that type of base recoil, especially if you know actually use the weapon, or at least in day one. This gun literally has no recoil when you put on the tennis, and yet the base recoil looks like that. I mean, listen. I don't know. They ended up upping the recoil again. I'm not really entirely sure if it even looks different today than it did yesterday. I'm too lazy to go look for the other recoil clip that I had of the pre-nerf NZ-41. But to be honest, bro, it's not that different. They still look ridiculous. But yeah, the recoil was definitely noticed in this update. I ended up changing my class setup like I mentioned earlier. If you guys saw, or if you guys compare the class setup that I made in the video a few days ago of the NZ-41 to today, the only thing I did change was the stock. That's because, bro, I just feel like I wasn't able to, like, I was trying to get more recoil control because I was just struggling to control this weapon. I was struggling a lot more today than I did before the update. Like, this gun feels just so inaccurate. And I know it's maybe the bloom, maybe it just has more bloom, but again, I don't even think that's an excuse because they did reduce it, and it definitely feels a lot more reduced on guns like the Automaton, so I don't understand what the problem is with it. Maybe it's just me, but this gun, like, is still pretty powerful. It did receive a damage nerf only to the neck, though, so the neck multiplier decreased from a 1.5 up to a 1.3, and to be honest, bro, like, I don't think that's the crazy, like, a neck multiplier isn't the craziest to me because you're right there on the cusp of getting a headshot. So it's not the craziest, like, bro, if you're hitting the neck, bro, you're gonna, like, it's only gonna be one bullet. You're probably gonna, your recoil or whatever is gonna either go up or down, and you're not really gonna be hitting the neck for too long. But, you know, so it's still technically the same NZ-41 damage-wise, but the recoil, that recoil is just tough, bro. And I really feel like now the gun feels a lot more ineffective at anything past medium range. I can't give you specific, like, meters. I'm just gonna say medium. Whatever you consider medium range, bro, like, after that, the NZ-41 sucks. Especially, like, at just ranges. Like, if I was to be, like, below a mountain and someone was, like, not below, like, let's say I'm on top of a mountain, someone's, like, running up a mountain, like, trying to hit them would be just hard. Like, even with 50 bullets, I don't know what it is. Maybe I should take off the mags so I can get less fire rate and more, just be able to control it a lot more, but, like, it just feels night and day to me with this NZ-41. Now, that might not be the case for some of you guys, but this is by far the gun that I've used the most since the update. It just so happened to be that way. In day one, I used it, and, you know, I made a video on it, made a comparison on it, and so I've used a lot. I've used this gun for a long time in the last, since like 2-3 days since the update's been out. I've used it, like, half of my time I've used the NZ-41. So I feel like I know the general feeling of this weapon. And again, like, the pre-nerf NZ-41 was literally in competition for best AR. And yesterday on not yesterday, was it yesterday? Oh, I guess 2 days ago from when this video goes up, when I made that comparison on NZ-41 and NZ-44, like, I was confident in saying that the NZ was the best AR in the game. It definitely felt like that. But now, man, like, it just doesn't feel the same. I mean, think about it. In this comparison alone, like, aside from damage, the Automaton is everything over it now. Like, the recoil is in favor of the Automaton. You have 75 rounds, or is it 70 or 75 rounds for the Automaton in comparison to the NZ-41 50. And on top of that, the fire rate on the NZ-40 or the Automaton is just, I mean, bro, it's significantly faster than the NZ-41. Like, there's really no competition anymore now that the NZ-41, in my opinion, shoots straight zigzags. And again, that just might be me because I can't control it. Like, I'm not trying to generalize everyone's, like, experience with said gun just because of my own experience, but from my perspective, from what I've used, the NZ-41 just doesn't hit the same anymore. And it was just a recoil nerf too. Like, it was definitely noticeable, but I feel like I put it under control. And I don't know if it's because of the damage range, which I can't even add more damage range to the current class setup that I have. I don't know if it was accuracy. Maybe I could add a little bit more accuracy with some attachments. or maybe it's a little bit more recoil control. Like maybe there's just some things that need to change on the NZ-41. Maybe it's just to class it up, and I'll be good to go. But for now, bro, I gotta say the Automaton has definitely surpassed the NZ-41 with this nerf in terms of being the best they are. Now you could obviously make a case for it in the comments below if you would like to. I would like to hear everyone's opinion on just the current meta for this game, or just AR wise. I want to hear everyone's rankings, bro. I want to hear everyone's rankings and why. So please leave in the comments down below. With that being said, man, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I also apologize that we don't have stats yet. I can't wait till we have stats on the True Game Data's website, so you know these business could be a lot more solid. But you know, anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'm out. Peace.